Why CBD?
Well, because I started to use CBD for anxiety and for just other body pain issues that I was having, even for my menstrual cycle. And it was extremely effective for me, so I started telling other people about it and buying it from local businesses. And I found that the people behind the counters didn't look like me. And so as we started to experience this wave of legalization across the country, the people who were profiting and benefiting from that legalization, which ushered in CBD, also didn't look like me. So while people are making millions and billions of dollars from the legalization of marijuana and from CBD, I have classmates who are languishing in jail and prison from nonviolent marijuana offenses, and people who are dealing with the consequences and repercussions of being on probation for nonviolent marijuana offenses. And so I wanted to open this because I am a big believer and proponent of being the change I want to see. So if I want to see more black people behind the counter, then I need to get behind the counter. If I want to work with more people who are suffering from the consequences of marijuana convictions when other people are profiting from it, then I have to be activated in that way. So we make donations to nonprofits per month that help people that have been convicted. So.
No, that's dope. Wow, I didn't know about that.
Oh yeah.
That's not even part of the interview. I'm
okay.
literally blown at that. Wow. Now I did do a little bit of research on y'all. I checked out your own site, and y'all went through detail to discuss the differences of CBD versus THC and how it's done to extract the CBD from the plant and leave the THC behind. I appreciate you doing that because it can leave a stigma when people hear CBD oil. They automatically think, oh, that's just weed in liquid form.
Right. That's one of our goals too, is to destigmatize, and that can only happen through education. And someone like, myself who, I went to A&M, I went to Vanderbilt Law School, I have a profession. So with that comes an air of credibility. And so if I'm standing behind this and I'm telling people that CBD can be good for you and this is how it's broken down, people tend to trust that, because it's me. And so I go far, I think, to try to educate people and to remove that stigma that is sometimes associated with marijuana. Marijuana's not bad, but when you associate CBD with marijuana, and then you associate marijuana with being criminal, and then you associate being criminal with being black, it's a problem. It's a problem from the beginning. So
prejudice, institutionalized prejudice.
Yeah.
But that's another topic for another day.
Right. I can talk about that for a while. But yeah.
All right. So with no further ado, thank you for tuning in to another episode of A Business Minute. I'm your boy Sirr. Today I'm on site at Pure CBD Mobile.
Yep.
Today I'm sitting here with Miss Moshae Donald, entrepreneur. Invited me on site to come do this interview, so I appreciate you taking time out your day to do this. And if you could, just for the people that don't know what you guys are about, I know we discussed it beforehand, but could you just reiterate what it is that you guys do?
Sure. Pure CBD Mobile is located at 3700 Government Suite F, and we're right over here by Jamaican Vibes in the Bailey's Television Shopping Center on the Lakeside Drive side. It's a lot of traffic on this end. But basically, we sell CBD products, and all the products have lab reports. They're vetted personally by me. I got into CBD because I was dealing with anxiety and depression associated with work, and some other, pain issues, body pains like we may all have, menstrual cycle pains. And so I was seeking a natural form of relief. I don't want to be, taking ibuprofen for the rest of my life. You have to, go get prescription meds for anxiety or something like that when there's a natural remedy that works. And so I wanted to sell it because my family and friends kept asking me, like, well, what about this product? Is this good? Is this real? Is this genuine? What about gas station CBD? What about this place? What about that place? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to jump in and go for it for myself kind of person. I'm like, well, while I'm guiding them at somebody else's store, I can have my own store.
Fact. What obstacles did you encounter along the way of starting this business?
Well, I think for the first time in my life in opening this business is the first time that I've ever experienced institutionalized racism. I mean, we know it exists.
Talk about it.
And we deal with it just in the system. Some things that we encounter, we don't even see it as that because it's so ingrained in how we do business in America, or how we school in this country, or how we deal with police in this country. But opening this business, because there is a stigma of CBD, marijuana, criminal, black. Even me, a person that is educated, articulate, I'm polished, I'm put together, I had a very difficult time even with getting a space. You know, I would talk to people who own commercial properties, and they either did not want to meet with me, or they would meet with me and give me the runaround. They would tell me that they didn't want a CBD business in their shopping center because of, you know, how it comes
Stigma,
off.
right.
Yeah, the stigma. They would tell me that, oh, I'm fine with it, but the other tenants in the shopping center, they're not okay with it. You know, this is family friendly. We don't want that around here. And I'm thinking like, well, I'm seeing other CBD businesses popping up. How are they getting space and I can't get a space?
Right.
You know, and most of those people and most of those places don't look like me.
Right.
And so when you know people and when you have access in a way that begets privilege, then you're able to find a place with no problem. But I was offering people, you know, I can pay the rent a year in advance.
Wow.
And was still being turned down. And so my landlord here was, you know, willing to sit down with me. And this man is, you know, somebody that works hard, and he's not working through, you know, a realtor or real estate agent or anybody else. So it was me and him face to face. And luckily he has a daughter that lives in California, so his thinking is a little bit different. And he was willing to let me educate him on, you know, what we would be doing and the benefits of CBD. And he thought maybe he might want to use it, you know, too. And so he gave me a chance. This space looked completely different. It was basically being used as storage. It was just concrete and drywall. And we invested in renovating the space, built a room, painted the concrete, added baseboards, tiled the bathroom, did all that. And so just finding somewhere where I could establish a business that was going to be good for business, because you could find, you know, a business in some remote location way out west somewhere, but here we just get so much traffic that this is ideal, you know, for me.
Right.
There are some other locations that I wanted, but turned down back to back. It was extremely discouraging. Banking. My bank that I've had forever and ever since college, because they had an ATM on campus. That was the only way I can go get money, and I just stayed with them, you know. Told me no, that I couldn't you cannot have a business bank account here with CBD because of the stigma associated with marijuana.
Serious?
Yeah. And bank after bank after bank. And so here I am thinking backwards. Where I'm thinking, how the hell all these other CBD businesses, who they bank with? You know, but those people, they're not trying to help.
Right.
You know, they're not going to give you their blueprint. They're not going to tell you, well, this is what I had to do. I'm going to help you because I want to see you successful. That's not the game. That's the way I do business, but that's not the common way that people do business. So I had to, you know, tap into my network, and finally I was able to do business with BB&T, who has been absolutely amazing, you know, with this process, with helping us set up our banking accounts and other ancillary services that we also needed, like insurance and point of sale. Because after I got the bank account, how do you process the payments? Shopify, no CBD, won't support it. Clover, won't support CBD. What's the other big one? Square, won't support CBD. And so it's like, how am I, you know, I got a bank account, but then, let me use PayPal. Let's do PayPal. You use PayPal, and they find out that it's a CBD business or marijuana business, and your funds can be frozen for a minimum 30 days. If that happens, your business is done.
Done, right. Whoa.
You know, because nobody has cash flow to just be in reserves and not have access to their own money. You know what I'm saying? And so that was a problem. So finally, hello, you can join in. So Shopify, Square, none of those businesses were willing to give us a platform. So again, I had to turn back to my bank, and BB&T was able to provide a point of sale system. But it's also about the people that are within these institutions, because my banker is a black woman, and she made sure that I was taken care of. On my grand opening, she made sure that we had giveaways to give people. Because we, that's something that we needed. Always checking on me to make sure that, did you get your checks? How's business going? That personal, relationship with banking that we hear about but don't often see. We've been able to get that from them. So that was a roadblock at first. I mean, I thought we weren't going to make it to the grand opening with the point of sale system. I didn't think we were going to have one, but it all worked out. Other roadblocks. What are some other roadblocks? I was telling him about being able to find a building was hard, getting a bank account was hard, point of sale system was hard. Advertising. Advertising and marketing, because Facebook and Instagram will not allow you to buy sponsored ads. You cannot put out ads for CBD on Facebook. So it's all organic. It's like asking people to share stuff, word of mouth, retweeting, reposting, and stuff like that, because they don't allow it. Google will not allow you to form a Google ad campaign for advertising CBD. Is not allowed.
Blowing my mind right now. I'm sitting all this money they're turning down.
Yeah.
Because of the stigma.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Even with and I know y'all can hear people talking background, but that's the noise of business. So
right, that's the noise of
that's good
functionality.
stuff. Right.
It's called a blessing.
Right. But with even with radio, I've had people that have been aggressive with getting business for radio, and then when we're at the stage where, well, let me clear it and get back to you, we're still at that phase right now, because people want to see you successful and want to help you, but when you get to the red tape, it's like another roadblock.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not on the radio right now. I want to be on the radio. We have it in the budget for radio, but not on the radio. So those are some roadblocks that we deal with. I'm sure those are just not unique to us. I think it's a CBD business, generally speaking, but some things are definitely harder when you are a business of color.
Right.
So.
Okay. Well, I'm sitting here shocked. If I sound astounded, it's because I am. I wouldn't expect that much of a roadblock. I hate to say it this way, but I'm gonna make a reference. It's almost as if you're selling weed, because you can't. It seems like the roadblocks they're putting before you, because you can't go out and advertise like you want to. They're putting every stumbling block before you. They're looking at the color of your skin, and you have every bit of intention of making things better. You're creating an outlet and income through black business to service a people that truly, generally have a need for anxiety alternatives. Like
pain
you said,
management alternatives.
I don't, like you said it earlier, I don't want to take Tylenol forever.
Yeah.
I have a medication I have to take for anxiety, but I hate the way it makes me feel. Quite frankly, I don't want to feel like a Walking Dead zombie.
Right,
just
robot.
because my nerves are up for the day,
Right.
So kudos to you to keep pushing forward. I know it can get hard, but look at you now. And if you hear in the background, you hear these customers coming in, perfectly fine. I'm glad you have customers coming in.
Me too.
Shoot. Like, I saw the wacky, wavy, inflatable arm tube man out there. I'm like, yeah, this guy.
Oh yeah, that means we open for business. We ready to roll.
Right.
Yeah. He named him Mr. Pre-Roll.
Oh, I'm dead. All right. So my next question is a little bit more of a personal question, because with running a business and having a personal life, you kind of have to find that balance. So how do you find that balance between your work and your personal life?
It's real simple. It's an incredible support system. It is definitely, for sure, Patrick, who, if there's anything that is needed, I mean, he opens the store every day. I'm not able to be here. I'm at work because I'm not at a place now where I can just walk away from that. But if we weren't able to work together, if I didn't have him, that would be very difficult for me. So having people that you can rely on to be there and to be emotionally invested in the business and to care about it as much as you do, you know, to want stuff to be right because they want it to be right on their own and not because like that's what Moshae said, you know.
Right.
And then secondly is my family. You know, the staff here, they're related to me. My sister is here. If you come on a different day, it might be my other sister, or it might be my brother, or it might be my niece. And because these are people that I trust, that's like huge relief off my shoulders in terms of, you know, is somebody gonna steal from me? Do I need to be tapping into the cameras all the time? And I never lay back. But there's a certain, you know, trust that I have that I just don't have to worry about if it was just somebody off the street or somebody that, you know, we found on Indeed or something like that, which Indeed is not bad.
But nothing like blood.
Right. It's great that, you know, these people that I trust where maybe somebody else I don't feel like I want to give a key, but now you have a key, so I don't have to drag my child up here after I get off work and after he gets out of school and stay until you leave because I don't trust you to lock the door. You know what I mean? So it was very hard on me at first because I like to manage everything and control everything, but I had to learn that for my sanity and for me to be great at what I do and great at managing business and great at being a mom, I have to let stuff go and trust people. So just having a great support system is a huge factor in my personal and professional work-life balance. And like, last weekend I took a day where I didn't do anything. I got a massage at home. I got in the hot tub in the steam room and I read a book and I drank some wine and I just kind of like unplugged from everything. And my son was away, and so I was able to do that. And that's time that I need for my mental health. Paired with some CBD. So I had all my CBD products ready. I had my chill tonic that I took right before my massage and pre-rolls and all that stuff. I had loaded up for the weekend. So gotta prioritize mental health and self-care, self-love.
Overall, because if you're not managing yourself, you're not going to be able to manage the stress of a business.
Right.
So,
and when I'm thirsty, I just drink CBD water.
Plug it. Go ahead, take a sip for the camera. Yeah. Show the label.
So good. It's so good.
It's like the best water ever.
It really does.
She sold me water before we even started the interview. Yeah. Like, we was talking about it.
I was just telling him how great tasting it is. Like, aside from how it makes you feel, it just tastes so good and crisp.
And I'm not even a water drinker, but I drink it.
I am. I'm bougie about water. I'm not even gonna lie. She was like,
you gotta try this water.
I was like, I'm super bougie about water. All right. So, did you want to input on that?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. All right. So, my next question is, we're gonna rewind the clock a little bit. We're gonna go back to 2014 when you started up till now. Was there any moment that you would say was probably the most memorable?
2014.
You said that you started everything.
Oh no, September 14th.
Oh, September 14th.
Yeah, like less than 2 months ago.
My bad. I thought you were saying September of 14.
Oh no, September 14th.
I was like, man, 5 years in the game.
No, that would have been illegal.
Hey, you know, look, entrepreneur. But,
right. Forward thinking. Yeah,
right,
but
right.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Okay. So, well, over the course of starting this business, then let's go back even further. Or, you know, is there one memory that's like, okay, this is why I do this?
That's an interesting question. I don't think so. I don't think there's one memory. Something that I'm really proud of that just like makes my heart feel real full is our grand opening. But in terms of like why I do this, it's not one single moment. It's all the small moments where I'm in here and people come back in here and say, you know what, that oil tincture you sold me, my migraine is gone. Or like this lady from this week, she bought the oil tincture and she got some stuff for her scalp because she has a dermatitis that causes her scalp to be inflamed and red. And she made sure to call me at my job to say, do you know my scalp for the first time in years is white? It's no longer red. Or somebody that contacted Patrick and said, I've had carpal tunnel like for 12 years as a welder, my wrist has been hurting so bad, and I use the Living Freeze, and I feel like my wrist is brand new the next day, you know? So all those people that use the products, people that use it for their dogs, like, my dog is unruly, and I use the Zen dog treat. So I use the oil tincture for canines. And my dog, who previously couldn't go to the groomer alone, now can go by himself, and I can go do what I need to do.
That's
all
crazy.
Those moments, all the time, every day, reminds me continually of why we did this, and why we continue to do this, and why it's a great idea, and why it's something that people need.
Okay.
The lady that made the sign for us, Alco sign, shout out to Julie Courtney.
Hey.
She uses the oil tincture, and for real is completely off all prescription medication.
Man. Okay. You can't knock that, cause and then what's funny is all of this comes from an herb that's natural.
It's
You got all
natural.
these, right.
And I don't mean to sound like a
The seed
conspiracy
in the
theorist,
dirt,
but
and it
it's
comes
like
up
they don't want you to have that, you know. So there's been some pushback lately, and I don't know how everything's gonna fall out, but the push is coming from big pharma. They don't want people to find like natural alternative solutions to pain and anxiety and stress when you're supposed to be doped up on Xanax. You're supposed to be on, opioids and stuff. You're supposed to be on that, not on this. When people learn that there's like an alternate, they don't want to be on that. They want a natural remedy. Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to come back here and try some of this stuff because I'm not trying to tell my business, but I have several things that I just walk into my house and I'm like, okay, did I take this? Did I take this? Did I take this? And some of it's for anxiety, and some of it's for high blood pressure and things like that. And certain things, lifestyle changes will come with it, but I think it's perfectly fine to have something to aid it.
Right.
You're trying to calm your nerves. So kudos to you being able to be ahead of the curve. And honestly, I think this is just kind of like my own theory. I think when you go through so much to do something you're passionate about, I don't think it's about you anymore. It's about the testimony you're going to have afterwards, because people are going to see you, hear this story, and was like, man, she went through all that and she still did it. I'm going to do what I want to do and let nothing stop me. So kudos to you. I know it probably been times where you want to flip a table. Maybe you have.
No, I haven't flipped no table.
Right. But kudos to you to keep your wherewithal and to maintain your composure, because like you said, that racism and stigma of everything, and you're pushing through it to see an opportunity to heal people, I'm speechless. Keep going, man. Keep
Thank
going.
you.
That's an inspiration.
Thank you. Oh, another roadblock. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, let's go.
A lot of the hemp that we sell is not sourced from Alabama, so we have to rely on delivery services, FedEx, UPS, and we had some flour that was supposed to be sent here, 23 pounds of it, and
It's a lot of fun.
yeah, somebody else apparently thought so too, because they stole it. A UPS worker stole it. And the great thing about our products is the jars have these labels on that you can tap to your phone, and it sends tracking information to the farm, and so they can see where it's been tapped, right? But it shouldn't be tapped because the box shouldn't be open, right? But we're clicking on UPS, we're looking for it, we're waiting on it, and it goes from where it originated, and then it moves to Tennessee, and then to Atlanta, and it stops in Atlanta.
Oh man.
It stops in Atlanta, but somehow whoever was doing it was linking forward to make it look like it was where it wasn't.
Right.
Like it was in Montgomery and then in Mobile, but it never made it here. And we had gone to the UPS here, and they like, the last time somebody physically touched it was in Atlanta. We're like, dang, well, how can it just be lost? And then you would think as a lawyer, I should already be thinking like, oh, somebody took it. But I just wasn't there. I was like, how can it be lost? It's so big. It's such a big package. Where is it? And then Patrick was like, oh, somebody got us. And I was like, somebody got us. Somebody hit a real lick.
23.5? Yeah.
And then the farmers were trying to help us, locate it as well because they had to replace it.
Oh, yeah.
And so within a few days, they said, oh, don't worry. If they stole it, somebody's going to open that up and they're going to start selling it or doing whatever. And some curious person is going to tap that label. And they did. And it was in Atlanta. And so they found the person at UPS and they're being criminally prosecuted. So
Good.
yeah.
Good.
So that's another worry. Is just like worrying and wondering if what you're purchasing is ever going to make it here. Because it is something that is in high demand, and when people, workers who are working in delivery, are they operating with high professionalism, or are they gonna say, you know what, CBD? Oh,
lick.
Right. So.
All right. Well, it comes with the territory. I'm just glad you had like-minded business partners that were after their own reputation.
Oh, sure.
So, yeah, then that's a lesson learned within itself. Now you know who you're dealing with, what the potential outcomes of certain situations can be, and now you can follow up. Should this happen to God forbid?
Right.
If this happens again, you at least know the process of how to handle it.
Right.
So, where would you like to see yourself in Pure CBD Mobile? In 1 year, 3 years, and then in 10 years?
In 1 year, I would really like to see profits maximized with this business, this location. I want to grow it to be as successful as it can be. I want to be able to manifest through what we're selling and what we're doing and how we love on people, healing, and just to create so many testimonials that are authentic and genuine for people that can say, CBD helped me, and to change people's minds about what CBD is, what it means, the stigma associated with marijuana, even changing people's minds about marijuana. That's a goal as well. And so when you were asking me earlier about how did I get into it, and I was explaining about the social activism piece and the money that we donate, you were like, that goes real far,
right? It does.
And so that's what I want to do, is to go far. I just see it as a young tree with roots that I want to see spread, in different directions. Social justice reform, continuing to keep good products on the shelves, continuing to help people, and growing the business and growing profits. It is a business.
Right.
And so we have made investments that we want to have returned to us and also multiply. So that's 1 year. In 3 years, I would like to open more locations, whether it's in Mobile or Pure CBD Biloxi or whatever the case may be. So I want to expand the business, open more locations, and allow further opportunities for other people to invest in the business. So definitely, the next one that is open, I would like for the investors to be my family, because they've been so instrumental in the everyday operations of the business, and I just think that would be an incredible way to both thank them and to extend just the pride that comes with being a business owner to my family. Not just that it's Moshae that has this or has that, but that we all have something. And that we all have something that we can touch and be proud of. And so definitely multiple locations in 3 years. What you said, 5 or 10? 10. I want to be on the front end of marijuana and CBD lobbying. I want to assist with, or even on my own right, legislation. And I'm saying 10 because it's Alabama. I hope it don't take that long.
There you go.
But I want to be a part of the policy making and the legislation in this state, because by then I will be an established person, that can speak expertly and authentically on CBD and how it helps people. And I'll be able to show, look at all these people that it's helped. look at this person who was suffering with this and used this product and was able to come off of this medication. Just some of the stuff that I was telling you earlier. After 10 years, enough to assist in changing, the country with what I've done, the state and the country. I'm always looking for, like, what's next? What do I do next? Like, how do I make the next footprint? And so that may be in the form of, writing a book to educate people about CBD, or writing a book to show other people how to get started, or franchising. So.
All right. Okay.
Hello.
That brings me to my last question, and I think it's probably, I won't even say it's a question, it's a statement. And this will be the closing bit of the interview. The hardest thing you can do is step out on your own and take an idea and make it a business, especially something you're passionate about and well educated on. So what words of encouragement would you have for that person that has an idea, but they're afraid to step out and share it with the world?
I would say for somebody that has an idea and wants to share it with the world, but they're afraid, don't share it with the world until you're not afraid. Because if you share it with the world and you are afraid, then any naysayer, any critic, any person will be able to talk you back from your dream, and then what happens to a dream deferred? So when you have the confidence because you believe in your own idea, when you believe that this is something that you can like start and finish and follow through on, when you believe that it's a really good idea and can't nobody talk you back from that, that's when you share. Don't share when you still like, I don't know if I should do this, because the first time somebody's negative, then that's a dead dream. So do what you need to do to build your confidence. And one thing that I did that I never had done before, but I did it this time because I needed to be able to show how it made sense in my mind to people that I wanted to invest in the business. I did a real business plan that I think was probably like 30 to 50 pages long. I mean, it was extremely extensive, but walking it through like that and studying my own metrics, because I'm like a mad scientist when I'm thinking of stuff. My mind is going all over the place, and I know how I got to that, but I may not be able to show you how I got to that, but I want you to trust me. But that doesn't work when you're dealing with somebody else's money. So you have to be able to lay that out. So when I'm laying it out for, a pitch, now it's even further cemented for me as to how this needs to work, what money is needed, like budgeting, everything else. So that gave me the confidence, like, you know what, this is really sound. Like, this is gonna be really profitable because I can see how the numbers work and where we need to be every day to make it to profitability and to be, financially successful. So business plan is something that gave me confidence. That took fear away, because you need to know that you're going to be able to make money. Just because it's a good idea to you doesn't mean that translates into profit. And so when you have a business plan and you can demonstrate with numbers and with projections that this is going to be something that works, confidence boost. When you're looking at inventory and you're vetting out different products, and it's a business or product line that has already been established, it's not something new, it's vetted by other people, you're reading reviews, you're studying lab reports, that gives me confidence that we're about to offer something that other people are already being blessed by. So it took a lot of time to pick the products, but the products are selling and people are coming back for them because they work. So that gave me confidence. I mean, it's little pieces along the way, but mostly it's just being educated, being informed, knowing your product, and really believing in yourself that will take the fear away, and God. Like, really being in prayer about what you need to do, how it's going to manifest, asking God to give you the words to convince this person or to pitch to that person, or God, we just asking that we get this building because we're claiming it because we've been turned down so many times, and we're just, receiving today that this is going to be the spot and it's going to be blessed. So we have all those pieces. You ready to share it now? Because we're going to talk you back from there.
Confidence. All right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I love it. Well, Ms. Moshae, if anybody wants to get in contact with you regarding CBD, business, maybe a word of encouragement, anything, what's the best method to get in contact? But the only thing I don't allow is phone numbers, because
I wasn't gonna give that.
About to say people are weird, so I don't know how phone numbers.
Oh, tell me about it. I wasn't gonna get that, but you can contact the business, Pure CBD Mobile. We're on Facebook and Instagram. Also, the website is purecbdmobile.com. That does have contact information on there for the business, the phone number, the email address. Also, I'm personally on Facebook as Moshae Elise, so if somebody wants to send me a message, they can send me a message. Thank y'all.
No problem.
And then just come up here,
Ooh, biggest one? Yeah.
just stop by. We're not always here, but we're
Tell them
not
again where we
far
can
away.
find you.
We're located at 3700 Government Boulevard, Suite F.
Hey.
And
No excuses.
stop by, but it's Mobile. We're only like 1 or 2 degrees separation away from everybody. So
True.
somebody knows somebody. Everybody knows Pastor Petaway. So you can't find me because I like to live under a rock. He's on
introvert.
Facebook.
Oh yeah,
Patrick
I follow
Petaway.
him.
Yeah,
we follow
DJ
each other.
Tech.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Your
yeah.
memes be cracking me up. Very outspoken. I be cracking up. But I appreciate you again taking time out your day to have me here on site, because not a lot of people, no, I don't know, you let me just do a video. And another thing, as soon as I came here, you were ready to go. So I appreciate your professionalism and taking us serious enough to, use our platform. So again, thank you on behalf of 2020.
Absolutely. Thank you for thinking of us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Reputation precedes you. When I put out that filler for CBD oil, did you see how many times
That's what he
name
said.
kept
That's what he
popping up?
called me and said, did you see how many
Yeah.
people were tagging Pure CBD, Pure CBD, Pure
I was
CBD?
like,
It's good.
wow. And and so I went with y'all, and I was like, yo, let's do them. And then I saw your face, and I was like, I know this woman from somewhere. It turned out we went to anime.
Yep.
Bulldog. But again, this has been Sirr 2020 podcast, Pure CBD Mobile, and we're out.
Out of here. Thank y'all. Stop by.
So it's video and audio or just a podcast?
Video and audio.
You got a lovely Samsung, man.
Oh yeah. That's
You know
nice.
what? When you hooked it up, I was like, I'm so glad. That's what made me think to text you. I was like, I'm so glad Patrick ain't here, because he would go on and on about, see, the quality of the Samsung. You can do a whole video podcast with a Samsung. You can't do that with an iPhone.